Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Roselan Araf, and today we are going to make Shahi Garam Masala, or in Bengali, Moshola. So to make the spice, which goes on every biryani and every Shahi kitchen recipe, right? Shahi kitchen recipe means the royal kitchen. And what we have right now in front of us is some of the most amazing spices, and let me just name them. We have cinnamon, we have cardamom pod, we have nutmeg, we have back here black pepper, we have cloves, and we have black cardamom pod. So these are the usual ingredients on any garam masala, but there are, because this is Shahi Garam Masala, we also have the other ingredients, the star anise and the mace. So what is the Shahi Masala, and what is it different from the normal garam masala? So very simply, it's more fragrant, it is more rich, and it is not used in anything that is not of the royal kitchen. It's just simple as that. And this is the garam masala that is going to go into our biryani that we are going to cook on the very next episode, and it's going to be amazing. Just before that, let's pass you on to the history teacher, and he's just going to give you a bit of history about biryani, right? Where it came from, and basically what is the difference in Bangladeshi biryani compared to the other world and all that, right? So let's go in there. Hey, so here for a bit of history lesson. All right. So biryani basically is a Persian invention. So previously biryani in Persia basically did not have any rice, right? So biryani in Persia, there is no rice in it. So when biryani, the dish came down to the Indian region, so then the rice was included. So in Bangladesh, there is mainly two types of biryani. Number one is the kachi biryani. Kachi, the word itself, comes from kache, which is kacha or kacha. So that means raw, which is translated in Bangladeshi. Bengali is kacha, and in English it means raw. So it's basically raw meat. It could be chicken, mutton, or beef, marinated in a yogurt-based marinade, and then it's cooked in dum, which means pressure. So basically it's cooked in pressure with the rice together, and basically once it's done, it should be something like the Hyderabadi biryani, and then there is the other dum biryanis out there, but Hyderabadi is the most well-known dum biryani out there. But in Bangladesh, there is another type of biryani, which is the Puran Dhaka biryani. So the Puran Dhaka biryani, basically, there is a lot of rumors that there is some secret, there is the family secret and all that, which is very true, because till date no one can make it taste the same, like the Haji biryani does, right? So it's quite very true on that end. But from my research and my palate, what I have understood is that they are basically taking the meat, they're marinating it, and then they're cooking it. After that, once they've cooked the meat, they render the fat out of the meat, they take the meat out and the spices out, and then after that they take the chinigura or polat chal, which is could be chinigura, or there is or some places they use the basmati rice too, but chinigura is the Bangladeshi style. So after that they take the rice, they fry it in the fat, and then they add water to it, and then they cook the meat with it, and the taste, I'm telling you, is amazing. So that is something that I have broken down after tasting many square packets of Haji biryani. So just a fun fact, in the Kerala region of India, right, they use the same, they call it the chini guri, or they call it the what was it called? The jeera rice, right? So they also use the same rice to cook the mutton biryani, but the only difference is that they add coconut milk as the base. So it's amazing. I'm telling you, it's amazing. The coconut base, the meat, a bit of sweetness, a bit of spicy, and it's just amazing. Yeah. So back to the blending guy. All right, now we are back, and let's go to the ingredients in measurements. So I have about 40 grams of cinnamon over here. So it's just going to go into the pan for toasting. And then we have about 20 grams of cardamom pods. So this will also be going in for toasting, right? So we want all of these to be crispy so that, you know, they just crackle when we are trying to grind them and make it into a powder. So, and then we have over here is the black cardamom pod. They're very strong, so just 2 would be enough, right? Or 5 grams if you want in weight in the grams. And then after that we have the nutmeg. So the nutmeg, you just want to give it a bit of toast. You don't want to make it black, so just give it a bit of toast. And we have cloves. So this is also about 5 grams. And then we should take about 5 grams of black pepper. So that should be around this much. So I never really weigh anything because I feel it and it feels good, you know. So black pepper, there you go. So when it feels good, you know that this is the right amount. So for star anise, we have just 4 star anise here. So they will also go in. Then for the mace. So this is a lot of mace, and this helps to perfumate the meat, especially when you're cooking something that's gamey as mutton. So this is about 500 grams. So you just put it in and you mix it around, right? So you don't want them to burn, and you just want them to go in. And we will just add a bit of bay leaf. We're just going to tear them like this, right? And we put in a bit of bay leaf. So there is not really a time on how long you need to roast them, because frankly my cardamom pods, my spices, they're a bit smaller, so they might look a lot in quantity, but in weight they are just 5 grams of each, except the cinnamon and the cardamom pod. So you just roast it a bit, you know. You can, and the heat should be very low, right? Because you don't want to burn the essential oils of the spices. So how low the heat should be is as low as you can touch it with the hands and you can move it around. If you cannot do that, that means the heat is too high, and basically you need to reduce the heat down. Another thing you need to note is that when you're going to mix it in a blender, you need to understand that the blender creates heat. The blades that move, it creates heat. And so you do not really need to make this so hot and so roasted that once you put it in the blender, that heat also is added in and the essential oils are basically gone. Yeah, and what you're left with is the husk, and it's not going to give you any taste, and later you're going to complain that, well, he didn't warn us on this, right? So there's a little bit of warning from me. We're coming to just 3 minutes now on the roasting end. So they all sound very, very, very amazing. And let's give them a toss nicely, move them around. And you see, I can still put my hands into the spices because the pan itself is not that hot. So I can still put my hands in there and I can toast it. And now if I'm going to smell it, it smells like the spices are all together and, you know, it's already cooked. So this is amazing. So now I'm just going to turn the heat off. So this is done. And we're just going to take it off the heat and put it back in the container. There you go. So the next step will be to blend these spices. Alright guys, so we have just blended the spices, and just to show you, the consistency is going to be something like that. Alright, so it feels warm to the touch, but it's not hot. And the fragrance, if I can explain to you, it is just amazing. You feel like you have already cooked the biryani and you can smell the masala right now. Thank you very much and see you on the next video.